Oh my gosh, you're already going live?
Yeah.
It's 2:57.
Yeah. You gotta give people a couple minutes to get in.
Oh. Not ready.
What do you mean you're not ready?
So
Why are you so pale? No, that's not gonna help you. I don't know how to help you right now. Okay.
Okay. That's just how it's gonna be.
No. I just don't know if I should close that one or that one.
This one, I think. Here. Maybe if I just like
Careful. I knew it. I knew it. I was like, she's gonna drop it.
every day we forget this happens with you. Sorry. No.
I think you should. Hi, Ron. I think you should feel
Nice, Ron. Okay. I think this will work. Okay. How's it going?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better. Yeah.
Just be blind.
I mean, you could close. You could open it all the way.
No, it's fine.
Hi,
I don't wanna get
Mark.
my glasses on anyway. Mark. Hello. Hello.
It's been so long. Hi, Torsten. Since we've live streamed together.
Yes.
When's the last time you live streamed?
I don't know.
I mean, that's not. It doesn't matter because Nadia has been uploading videos with some sort of consistency. What was that?
I'm angry at my best friend because I was going to invite him to a Halloween party that I'm going to tonight. But then he was like, I'm going to another party later. And then I was like, ugh, you're too high in demand. Fame is changing you. Then he says, you're the one who cancels 95% of all plans. So I don't want to hear about fame changing me. I don't cancel plans. I'm just unavailable when he asks. I've canceled maybe twice. He has canceled way more than that.
Did you ask him about Wednesday? I don't know what his work schedule is like.
It's not.
Unless you wanted to pay $75 to Target so fine. So we're going on Wednesday. We have a concert. We're going to see ITZY. And it's at the YouTube Theater, which is a theater connected to SoFi Stadium. Well, on the same like lot.
Yeah. It's pretty connected.
It's pretty connected. And the thing is, it's now I don't know if there's any sports going on at SoFi right now.
Yeah.
So there's also the possibility of there just like not being a lot of parking in general. So
I was too shiny.
yeah. No, I was just thinking you just look kind of pale right now.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I just washed my face like 20 minutes ago.
Mm.
So it's like suntan lotion moisturizer on.
Because you don't usually
Shiny.
look as close to my color.
Oh. Yeah, which is annoying because I've been running like so much. But
Hi, Rafi.
hi, Rafi.
I did tell Nadia that you'll be here in Anaheim late November.
I already know which coffee place we need to go to. I actually haven't told Camille, but
I know. I was like,
gonna,
well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Hi, Joy. Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
Joy.
I made this a subscriber only, quote unquote,
Oh, you can do that?
live stream. Yeah, up until I forget what all the things are. For this, I put 20 minutes. So as long as they've been a subscriber for 20
Oh,
minutes, they could come in because I get tired of like randos, you
okay.
know?
That's so cool.
Hmm.
Exclusive.
um, so anyway, it is spooky season still. We're coming towards the end of it, but it is spooky season still. And Nods does not listen to true crime.
Mm-mm. I used to. I used to. And then I get like I just got too paranoid, like way too paranoid.
Hmm.
Yeah. I used to be. I think it's because when I was in elementary school and my tata would pick me up, and then I would go to my nana and tata's house until my mom picked me up. And when they got cable, I was just holed up in the kids' room and I could watch whatever I want. And I was really obsessed with Investigation Discovery, the channel. And so I watched a lot of like docu-series TV, like reenacting like all this true crime stuff, a lot of paranormal stuff. Um, and I think I that wasn't very good in my development, especially because I had anxiety like very early on. And that is why, folks, I couldn't comfortably stay home alone until I was like 16. So
Um, for me, it's the opposite. Because Rafi said, like, oh, me neither. True crime is not for me. I can watch all the horror stuff, but not true crime.
I can't do horror.
I cannot do the horror.
Mm.
Although I can't do the horror stuff because of hallucinations I get. Uh, it never gets easier explaining this. So, um, I have insomnia. It is much more controlled now that I'm this age and I have a better grasp of dealing with it. Um, but one of the side effects is that if I ever do have really bad insomnia, I get hallucinations, and my hallucinations pull from whatever I've seen. So most of the time, it's just normal things um, like just people like walking or standing or just
Mm.
regular things. However, if I watch horror movies, it will pull from that because, for example, one time I had some old friends who made me watch it, and then I had Pennywise hallucinations for like 2 weeks, and that is not fun. So
That's not a good
I
time.
don't do it. Also, we're not doing any reactions today. This is not the type of stream that we could. This is just straight webcam instead of on my software. And back to the spooky season part of this. uh, I say we talked about true crime, and that's why it's called. I called this stream the Candyman because I'm going to be telling Nadia the Candyman case. I bounced in between back and forth. Hi, Randall. I bounced back and forth in between doing this one or doing the Chicago Tylenol murders. But I landed on this because we're getting very close to Halloween. You know?
Halloween.
Yeah. Nods went to a Halloween party yesterday.
Yeah, so I don't know if you can tell it. The makeup residue is still there. I was Pennywise actually. And Caitlin was Georgie.
I don't really do that. I don't really have friends who do that. I think if I did, I would, but I went to my first and only Halloween party last year, and yeah, she's not having one this year. So
Yeah. I really like honestly if my best friend Chris didn't throw a Halloween party, I wouldn't do anything because I don't know.
we don't have. There's not a lot of friends
Yeah.
who throw those.
Yeah.
And personally, myself, I could not do it.
I couldn't do it here.
Yeah, because October is just it's too busy for me
Yeah.
to even remotely think about something like that.
Yeah.
You see what Ruffy said?
Yeah, sorry said it all. Yeah.
So anyway, does anyone know about this case? Just out of curiosity. Has anyone heard of the Candyman case? Or sometimes It's called Pixie Stick Murder.
That sounds so gay.
It's not. Not even remotely.
It's like Pixie Stick Murder. That's really funny. I mean, I'm sure it's like truly traumatic and horrible. But what a misleading name.
Hello.
I love Bulbasaur in the back.
It is true crime, so I don't. LOL. Okay. So let's begin. It is Halloween night.
It's Halloween.
I believe now I just lost the year. I believe the year is 1974 or 5?
1970s.
Yeah.
Disco.
It's mid 1970s. Ronald O'Brien is his name.
Okay.
And,
The murderer or the victim?
well, we'll get to that.
Okay. Ronald O'Brien.
Ronald O'Brien and his wife. You know, I don't actually know how to pronounce his wife's name. It's like Daynene. Like Diane or Diane?
Danae? We'll just say Danae.
Danae. Let's
Yeah.
go with Danae. They're in their 30s, and they're with their 2 children, Timothy and Elizabeth,
Timothy and Elizabeth.
at another family's home, the Bates. The Bates.
It's always Bates. Always.
Jim and his wife and children
Jim.
in Pasadena, Texas.
Oh, okay.
So they're having a nice little dinner before the fathers go out to take the kids trick-or-treating.
Wow.
Hello. We are good. Thank you, Kent. Rafi. So, O'Brien, I'm just going to go by their last names now because that's how they do it in true crime.
Yeah.
O'Brien and Bates take Timothy, Elizabeth, who are the O'Brien children,
Yes.
and one son of the Bates out trick-or-treating.
Okay.
The younger daughter is too young, whatever. And the mother stay home. Great.
Yeah.
You don't hear that often, especially in the mid-70s. So they're going around the neighborhood getting candy. They get to one house that's dark, but the kids want to ring the doorbell anyway. So they do that. No one answers. So the kids and the Bates, Mr. Bates, start walking away. O'Brien stays behind a little bit and then catches back up with them, holding 5 22-inch pixie sticks. So the really big ones.
Wow.
Yeah, you know those ones that are like a plastic tube, whatever.
Yeah.
So he has those. He gives it to his 2 children and one to the Bates child and holds on to the other 2, later giving the 4th one to the other Bates child and the 5th one to a random kid who rings the Bates doorbell while he's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
He fully, like, they start walking away and then he's okay.
He stays at the
The
darkened house.
Okay.
Yeah. And then catches up with them
Okay.
with said pixie sticks. So then the night ends. They go back to their respective homes. And O'Brien tells his children that they can pick 1 candy each to eat before they go to sleep. His son picks the pixie stick, which those 22-inch pixie sticks.
That doesn't sound like fun. Like,
I've never been handed one of those things in a trick or treat scenario. But then on top of that, I've never really liked pixie sticks. I mean, I'm a chocolate girly all the way anyway, but pixie sticks, even when I was like into sugary stuff.
I don't know if I still do. I did like pixie sticks, but a lot is a lot. Like,
Yeah.
The little tiny ones, that's enough.
So yeah, his son picks that, daughter picks something else. His son opens it, takes his first like swig, says it tastes bitter, and decides not to keep eating it.
Okay.
Great opportunity for the sticky man. I don't even know these. Well, I'll
pull it up. Yeah.
Nadia's gonna pull up the. For those of you which I don't think it's anyone in this room, but during our podcast, Nadia goes by Nods. So whenever we're like in this situation, sitting at this desk, I'm used to saying that, so I might I might accidentally say that instead of Nadia. I feel like I need a snack while listening. So anyway,
These are regularly sized pixie sticks.
regularly sized pixie sticks. They're literally just flavored sugar,
Yeah.
basically.
It's literally just powder.
Yeah. You just knock it back.
Yeah.
So anyway, the son says it tastes bitter.
Yes.
The dad offers him some Kool-Aid to wash it down because he's a dad.
Oh, it's bitter. Here's some Kool-Aid.
And this is let me pull up the quote from him. Okay. Offered him Kool-Aid to wash it down. Moments later, O'Brien heard the boy crying, "Daddy, Daddy." And then this is the quote he gave police, which is, "It seems like it wasn't long before he was up and complaining his stomach hurt and he didn't feel good. He was bent over vomiting and I was holding him and when he just went limp." Yeah. Oh, sorry. He told the Associated Press, not police. And then continues on saying, "We thought we were so careful. We had even wondered if we should go out trick-or-treating this year. There isn't going to be any more trick-or-treating for us." So, the boy dies.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
That's wow.
Yeah. Little Timothy dies.
Oh no.
I think he was 5.
Oh no. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry.
Okay. So they do an autopsy, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
The autopsy finds that he has enough cyanide in his system to kill 3 grown men. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Examination of the pixie stick showed that someone had opened the tube, replaced some of the candy with poison, and then the tube had been re-stapled shut. Because those big ones are literally stapled.
Yeah.
So, luckily, the Bates child, who had also been tempted to open the pixie stick and try it, fell asleep before he could open the staple.
Okay.
And the other offending pixie sticks had been confiscated before any other children ate them.
Okay.
So Timothy is the only victim in this. So police became suspicious of O'Brien's story, especially after he offered his version of how he came in possession of these deadly treats. He said he rang the doorbell at the dark house, and a man thrust 5 pixie sticks at him, and he said he saw nothing but a hairy arm.
Okay.
Which is vague. FYI, when someone cries, I cry as well. Just a little side note.
I'm really trying.
So anyway, the police look into who lives at that house. It happens to be an airport or an air traffic controller who, at the time, was at work when they were trick-or-treating. And he had 200 people vouch for him because he's an air traffic controller.
Yeah.
Very easy job to do a background check on. So, that's weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's suspicious.
That's suspicious. The detectives then start delving into O'Brien's background and came up with some startling facts. O'Brien, an optician who worked for Texas State Optical, was about $100,000 in debt, had lost his house, and was on the verge of losing his car. He was also about to lose his job because his bosses had discovered that he was stealing. In the decade before the crime, he had been booted from 21 other positions for stealing from companies.
21?
21. To top it all off, investigators learned that he had taken out about $60,000 in life insurance on his children. Police speculated that O'Brien had planned to kill his kids for the insurance money. Within days, O'Brien was under arrest for the murder of his son. Detectives were never able to figure out where he got the cyanide. However, they did find out from people around him that in the month prior to Halloween, he had been asking people how much cyanide you need to kill a person. And witnesses had also stated about his interest in obtaining the poison, and his sister-in-law said that at Timothy's funeral, The dad mused about using the insurance money to take a long vacation. hmm And so prosecutor Mike Hinton said the only inescapable conclusion is that this man killed his own flesh and blood for money. Think about how easy it would be for him to kill a stranger for money. The jury took only 46 minutes to find him guilty and worthy of the death penalty. Appeals dragged on for about 10 years. O'Brien always maintained he was innocent until the very end. On March 31st, 1984, the Candy Man had his last supper of steak, french fries, peas, and a Boston cream pie before his execution by lethal injection. As the sentence was carried out, demonstrators in Halloween masks stood outside the prison yelling trick or treat. And that's the story of the Candy Man. This is also why this is the only actual case of there being something in Halloween candy. Despite the fact that there was all those scares of like razor blades in Halloween candy,
Right.
other drugs in Halloween candy, none of them are true. There's not a single other case other than this direct one, which can be easily pointed to a father and his children, not a stranger and Halloween candy.
Yeah.
So it comes up every year around Halloween. People are like, look through your kids' candy. You never know when the drugs are going to hit them. But the truth is, no.
Yeah.
Also, candy nowadays, much more secure.
Hi.
Totally trustworthy. A hairy arm.
I know.
Creepy. Yes, exactly. Hello, George. Hi. I just finished telling the case of the Candy Man. And the reason I wanted to tell that one is because a few years, or like 2 years before he died, but 6 years after the case, there were the Chicago Tylenol murders, which happened in 1982. And this is the only other instance of things being put in something. So the gist of that case is basically someone, and the reason I decided not to tell it to you is because it's unsolved, but it does have a good aftermath.
Okay.
Someone put, was it cyanide or was it potassium something? Either way, a poison in random Tylenol pill bottles around the Chicago area. And when I say random, it's because previous to that case, there was no safety thing on medicine things. Like, it was just a piece of cardboard and cotton. Like, you could be in a store, open a bottle, and it was just cardboard and cotton, versus the safety adhesives that we have now. This was in the 80s.
Like, sometimes you just really wonder. Like, the simplest things like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why wasn't it always like that?
Exactly.
You know?
It wasn't until like 5 or 6 people died during those. Yeah. Johnson & Johnson had to recall like every single Tylenol.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just the IQ levels of humanity as a whole never ceases to amaze me. It's like seatbelts. It's like, you'd think,
Mm-hmm.
something like that, like, it would always be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, and then you would think about how, like, when they were introduced, everyone was throwing a fit.
Yeah.
And it's like, huh? What do you mean? You're not happy about it? Just, I don't get it.
But yeah, 1982.
Yeah.
It is 2022. It's only been 40 years since those
Oh
murders.
my gosh.
So medicine bottles have only had that protection for 40 years. And medicine has been a thing for like
ever.
hundreds of years.
Yeah. That. Oh my gosh. I'm a little ticked off that you decided to tell me a story about a child dying when we're literally
child.
expecting our nephew
Oh.
at any moment.
Well, we know our brother's not going to kill our nephew.
Well, I know, but just I don't like I'm not demented. I don't like seeing children hurt.
Sure.
So it's just like,
Well, no one. That's why it only took the jury 46
Yeah.
minutes.
no, that's true. I don't know. Twitter is pretty
Ruthless.
ruthless. Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
How No, but I mean, it's crazy. Like debt will do that to people.
Yeah.
Have you seen Squid Game? Like it's a serious thing.
Mhm.
So, well, I'm never gonna eat a pixie stick ever. Haven't eaten one in years, so I'm not losing anything. But
Yeah.
pouring one up for my boy Timothy, man. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Tastes bitter or smells like almonds. Don't eat it.
Cyanide smells like almonds?
Mhm.
Well, that's unnerving. I like almonds.
Cyanide or potassium nitrate? Arsenic? Arsenic smells like almonds. One of
Some guys just can't hold Nick.
yeah, it's one of those. Those all might be the same thing, and I'm just like confusing all the words for it. Um, but yeah, that those two instances, Pixie Sticks and the Tylenol murders, are literally the only time we've had like
That's
random.
crazy. With the way the news functions, you'd think that it's like a
Oh,
constant problem.
and the Chicago Tylenol murders. That's when the 24-hour news cycle started because the whole country was interested in that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. It's wild.
It was a very monumental case.
I'm really thankful to well, I shouldn't say that. I was gonna say I'm very thankful to not be in a time where there is a case like that just
Mm.
sweeps the nation.
Right.
Because that would just stress me out so much. But you know what I've been thinking a lot about lately? I don't know if any of you watching remember this, but do you all remember in 2016 the epidemic of clowns being
Yeah.
on the loose?
Mhm.
What the heck was that? I I don't know why. I think it's because I've been running a lot more.
Mm.
I've been thinking about that so much lately. And I'm like, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe I was in high school, terrified that I was gonna walk out of practice and there be a killer clown just like standing in the neighborhood.
Mhm.
And remember that guy, the YouTuber that we used to watch?
Which one?
I don't remember his name. I think it was Brendan. Um, him and his brother, they were like on a hike and then they saw a clown and then they were like running from him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like Asian. And remember he was like showing his mom BTS and that was like the last time we had watched him. He was friends with Sam and Colby.
He was friends with Simon Colby.
Yeah.
Oh. Brennan Taylor.
Brendan Taylor?
Brennan.
Brennan Taylor?
I'm pretty sure it's Brennan Taylor. I
have
know
to
his
look
last
it
name
up.
is Taylor. Yes, I do
Yeah,
remember.
That's right. He's Asian, technically.
Yeah.
But
Well, my theory about all that is simply there was a
it is Brendan Taylor. I found a fan page.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think there was just a stunt for it that had a bunch of copycats after it. That's all. And the reason it was like so climactic with actual death and beatings was because of the climate of 2016.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But seriously, y'all, what was that? Like, I know
That's
you
what
just,
made me
you
so
just
nervous.
gave an explanation, but what was that?
That's what made me so nervous when they started doing the Smile ones.
Oh, I haven't seen anything about Smile. I only know the name of it. It's because I heard, thankfully, I've seen multiple TikToks where people like horror movie fanatics are like, hey, if you're in like a bad place, don't go watch this movie. And there are so many people that are like, I have seen like every horror movie on the planet, and I have never been more scared like watching Smile.
Well, they had they were having this one person in a very prominent sports. I don't know if it was baseball or football or something, but basically they had them like really, really close, and they would have a Smile t-shirt on, and then they just had this blank smile face. Like that was their promotional thing. and it kept getting on the big screen and it kept going viral.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
And when it started, I was like, "Oh, that's not good."
I am just religiously like religiously against horror movies right now. Like now more than ever with movies like The Barbarian and Smile and now The Terrifier 2. Um is it The Terrifier? That have come out.
Mm-mm.
I'm just like, why are we doing this? Why are we as a society just doing this? Have you heard about The Barbarian?
Mm-mm.
So Chris saw it recently and he was like,
I don't do horror movies.
yeah, he was like, no, that's crazy. Basically, The Barbarian, it's like these people like they go in, it's a house, obviously. They go into a house and it's like they just keep like going down and like each level it's like another house. And so like basically this guy like captured like the bar like this captured like a girl and then like in each level of the house he would like assault them, get them pregnant, and then the child he would then get that child like pregnant and it would just like it kept on going down and down and down until you have this monster of a genetically messed up like person, which is the barbarian, which I just think is wrong on so many levels. Like so many levels. Like I could genuinely write a well-researched like 20-page essay
Yeah.
on why this just needs to stop.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, The Terrifier 2, y'all, moviegoers are literally passing out and vomiting like at the theaters because of how like bad and graphic. And I saw the first Terrifier
Yeah.
not against my will. I could have left the room, but it was like the first month. It was the first month of college. We were watching it as a hall, like in our little like lounge area, and I didn't have a lot of friends yet, and I wanted to be included. I like literally still have nightmares about that movie because of how terrifying, like genuinely how terrifying it was. So the fact that there's a second one and it is causing physical reactions in people, I'm like, why are we doing this? Why do people find enjoyment in this thing?
And this is why I don't do horror movies.
Yeah. No, like
true crime is already done with. It's finished.
Why do you want to pay to have this happen to you? Like, I'm getting psychological damage just by living like in real life. Why would I want to escape into further damage? Like,
yeah.
I'm dizzy. I'm so dizzy right now. Like,
hi, Andy.
Hi, Andy.
We said I said my case because it was a short one. So I was like,
yeah.
There's it's a small little murder case.
I'm glad it like wrapped up real quick.
Yeah.
So like I'm glad it didn't drag on forever. I'm so glad. I mean, poor Timothy, but I'm really glad that no more children died.
Yeah. Better than when I told you about the Axeman.
Yes.
New Orleans, Kentucky. Somewhere in the South.
Okay, but you know what? I'm thinking of when you said like
the Night of Jazz.
What?
The Night of Jazz.
The Night of Jazz.
Remember that was one of the Axeman's like demands that there be jazz playing from every house, and whoever didn't have jazz playing,
I don't remember,
would get attacked.
Oh my gosh!
No one ended up getting attacked that night.
Okay, but wow! Imagine how traumatized you must have been of jazz music after that.
Yeah.
Like, that sucks. Poor Jazz, man. No, I was thinking about how earlier, because I was like, oh, I'm not demented. I don't like seeing children hurt.
Yeah.
And then you were like, well, clearly no one does because they wrapped it up in 46 minutes. I'm like, okay, you know what? If it was really about the children, then JonBenet Ramsey's brother would be locked up and it wouldn't still be an unsolved case. Okay? I'm just saying. You mentioned that the Tylenol murders were unsolved, and I just started thinking about how angry unsolved cases make me.
Yeah.
And nothing makes me more angry than the JonBenet Ramsey case. Nothing, because it's just so obvious.
It's just money. It's just money. For the Tylenol murders, though, the most accepted conspiracy theory is that it was the Unabomber.
Who's that?
He's a serial killer.
Oh.
He made bombs, sent to universities and stuff, so that when people would open them, explode.
Oh my gosh.
I forgot his actual name. Anyway, Mark is saying, Nadia, how is your new job going?
Oh, it's going well. Yes, it's going really well.
Mhm.
I recently, this event that happened this past week, I had the author, activist, actor Malik Pancholi, and this guy shows up. I didn't recognize his name at first, but he shows up, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, I know you from somewhere. So then I do a quick little Google search, and it's freaking Baljit from Phineas and Ferb.
Mm.
And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, someone else is gonna show up. And then like in my mind, I was like, it's gonna be Dan. And Dan is
Dan
one
Povenmire.
one of 2 creators of Phineas and Ferb. Excellent TikTok. and then sure enough, he shows up. And I was like, oh my God, you're like such a dad in like real life. This is amazing. And then so I got to introduce myself to him. I was so nervous, but I introduced myself to him, shook his hand, and I was like, thanks for filling my childhood with lots of imagination and fun. And he like laughed and was like, oh, of course. I was like, ah, and then like this girl like is like, oh my gosh, you were like 7 when it came out, because I mentioned that I was 7. And then I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh my God, we're the same age. You're 22 right now, right? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, hi. I forgot her name. She was like, I'm the daughter. And I was like, oh my gosh, she was so cool, y'all. We talked for a cool 10 minutes. Like
Yeah.
she was really cool, very personable, very awesome. So that's really fun. I'm like up in the air on how long I want to stay at this job, because I really, really love it, but I need not a part-time job right now in this economical climate. But I don't really want to leave it because I'm really enjoying myself. So hopefully I get a full-time job there. I don't know. I may or may not. I've seen people like, I haven't seen people, but I've heard that a lot of people who have full-time jobs now like started in part-time and now they have a full-time position in the marketing office at least. So I don't know. We'll see where it goes. But as of right now, I'm like really, really enjoying it. On I can't remember if it's Monday or Tuesday. I'm pretty Monday. On Monday, I'm gonna meet Tom Felton, who played Draco Malfoy in Harry Potter, because
He has a book out.
he has a book out and he's doing a stop at our West Hollywood location. And I asked my boss, can you please put me on that event? And she did. And then also soon I'm gonna well, hopefully me, I don't know. Hopefully for both Tom, and then I'm also doing an event with Trixie Mattel and Katya, who are these really famous drag queens, if you don't know. Hopefully I'll meet them. However, I don't know, because they're like high profile people.
Mm-hmm.
And the last high profile event I worked was with Selma Blair, and we didn't really get a chance to meet her. I mean, granted, she didn't really talk. She has MS, so like it's fair. I wouldn't really want to talk to people either. So yeah, long-winded answer. I'm enjoying it. It's fun.
Long-winded answer.
What?
No. That was the answer they were asking for.
Yeah. It's a little stressful here and there. And I'm running into like some downsides, like with any job, obviously. The biggest one being I have a lot of responsibilities and I don't think I'm getting paid what I should be getting paid for it. But I mean, I'm having a lot of fun, which is what's important right now as I live at home. That's what's important.
Oh, but yeah, we have our next concert on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, we do.
I didn't really talk about camp.
Oh, on here?
And plus, this would be a good time to talk about it because we're both here.
Yeah. Oh, I hope you like it at the new company and that it goes well.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope you're still staying safe on the road. I mean, you kind of have to since it's your job, but like you better be staying safe.
So, at least I don't think I talked about it very much because we were reviewing, we were doing reactions and whatnot. Last Sunday, no, let's back up a little bit further than that. Last Wednesday, I got an email that was like, hey, you've won free tickets to Camp LA 2022. And that was the very first K-pop festival in LA at the
Yeah.
Rose Bowl. And I was like, oh my God. And then they were like, pick your tickets and pick your day. And I was like, okay. So I did it as fast as I could. I picked Sunday because Chungha and Monsta X, who me and Nadia both like, were going to be there. And I picked my seats and they were great seats. I was like, wow, I can't believe I got to pick these seats. And then I send all these screenshots to Nadia. She was at work, so she couldn't really answer me. And I was getting stressed out because I didn't know she was at work. And I was like, Nadia, answer your phone. And then she finally did. And then we freaked out about it because we were getting to go to this thing for free. We had known about this event for a few months.
Yeah.
And we just were like, oh, we're going to too many concerts this year. We can't afford to go to this also. But I just decided to enter the giveaway for whatever.
I know. I entered it also. I was like,
whatever. Someone's got to win.
Yeah.
And I did. And so, it gets to Friday. Friday, we wake up. And all hell has broken loose because 7 of the artists who were supposed to be at camp were no longer going to be at camp. And it was just like, it was almost all of Saturday.
Yeah.
Basically. All of day one was.
Yeah. There were only 3 artists left for day one.
Yeah. And so I start thinking like, oh God, I mean, well, at least we're going on Sunday.
Yeah.
And Chungha and Monsta X at that point, I was like, as long as they're there, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
And so, we just keep going. And then Saturday rolls around. And Saturday morning, Monsta X's company puts out a statement. And they're like, it was really, like, pointed, the statement.
Yeah.
It was like, we just want to let you guys know that Monsta X won't be there. We gave all our proper paperwork to camp well in advance, and they didn't do what they were supposed to do. They wanted us to wait until they made an official statement, but we don't want our fans to wait any longer. Monsta X will not be there, and we love you, and whatever. And I was just like...
And then it took 3 hours for camp to put out their own statement about Monsta X.
It was like...
And just to paint a quick picture for y'all, Monsta X's agency is called Starship Entertainment. Everyone in the K-pop world calls them Star S-H-I-T.
Yeah.
So for them to come out with full transparency, like camp messed up. Because it's like, you got Starship to do this. Like, that's saying something.
So then I was just like, well, so far it seems like Chungha's still going to be there. I was like, if Chungha's there, I'm going.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, all day Saturday, I was mentally preparing myself for Chungha to say that she was not going to be there because I truly believed that we weren't going to go to this thing anymore. And then finally, at like 1 p.m., I decide, because she never said anything. Her company never said anything. I was just like searching on Twitter, and I decided to search her name. And then I saw that she had actually landed in LA on Friday. And I was like, okay, she's going to be there. We're going.
So what they had did was there were only 2 people, well, 3 including Monsta X, but there were, before Monsta X had dropped out, there were only 2 people on Sunday who weren't coming. So they had taken 2 groups that were performing on Sunday and moved them to Saturday. They were still performing on Sunday. They were just doing both days. So then once Monsta X dropped out, it was an even 5 on Saturday, 5 on Sunday.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, like it worked out.
It worked out.
It worked out. Yeah. And we had a really great time. So now let's continue the story. let's jump ahead to Sunday.
Yep.
Now we're at the Rose Bowl.
And we realized that there was like quite a few people in line because we
Yeah.
got about an hour before the gates. Well, I thought it was only 30 minutes, but when we got in line, I realized it was an hour before the gates were
Yeah.
opening. And so we waited in line. We chatted with the people behind us. We like watched. We could hear some sound check going on, which was cool. And we were just watching. Honestly, just watching because we were in such a good mood
Yeah.
because like we didn't pay to be here. All we had to
Yeah.
pay for was parking. And obviously because of what had happened Saturday, there was a lot of negativity surrounding the whole
Yeah.
festival. So I was a little bit worried when we were outside of the venue, the vibes were like very dead.
Okay, listen. K-pop concerts
Yeah.
are a whole moment. Like, as
Mhm.
soon as you get out of your car, you can feel the energy, the buzz. Like, this was not that. Like,
No.
I literally felt like I was waiting for like church to start or something. Like, it was dead.
Yeah. So, we thought about that and we're just like, well, we're here.
We're like, we're here to see Chungha. We didn't pay. So.
I was like, my wife is in there.
Yeah.
So, as everyone who knows me in real life knows that I consistently, when Chungha is brought up, I yell, my wife. So we're waiting. We get let in. I'm excited because I had only seen 2 other Chungha light sticks. And so I was like, ooh, maybe Chungha will notice me because I have her light stick. So we get inside, we find our seats. We're like, damn, these are pretty good. And I truly think that that's where we sat for BTS. Like,
Yeah.
almost
No,
down to like
pretty-
the row.
yeah,
Like,
pretty certain.
pretty certain. So we're sitting there. The first act comes on, which I hadn't known pretty much anything about them. And Nadia knew like one song really well by them. They were phenomenal.
Amazing.
They were working their asses off
Yeah.
to make sure that we had a good show.
Yeah.
Because it was they're a very not well-known group, T1419 or TFN. And they were so funny and they were dancing their hearts out, singing live vocals to the point where they're like drenched in sweat. And they only had 5 songs.
Yeah.
Like each set was pretty small. So the fact that they were working that hard was
Yeah.
very impressive and left a really good impression on us.
Yeah.
We were like, we're in.
Yeah.
Show me the rest of their
We still
content.
gotta learn their names.
Yeah. And, that was great. And then there was 15 minutes between each set. So then the 15 minutes passed, and then Momoland comes on, which we know their title tracks.
Yeah.
And they also put on a great show.
They were amazing.
Doing amazing.
Really funny.
They were down a member because apparently one of their members got sick after Saturday, but you didn't feel it.
No.
Honestly.
Really
did not feel it.
didn't. Yeah.
So then the next break comes. Nadia decides she needs to go to the bathroom, so she leaves. And I'm sitting there alone. And I'm just people watching, honestly, at that point. And then I see this man come out of the tunnel, to the seats. I cannot afford to stand in the group. Yeah. So I see this man come out, and I see people walking up to him, and it looks like he's putting wristbands on people. And I'm like, are these wristbands for the floor? So then I just keep watching for about 5 minutes, debating whether I should get up and ask him if that's what he's doing or not. I really wanted to wait for Nadia to come back. Truly, I was nervous. But I decided to pick myself up by my britches and go ask. So I go over there, and he's like, hi, are you trying to get to the floor? And I say, yeah. And I hand him my wrist, and he puts a wristband on me. And then I say, can I have another one for my sister? And he says, sure. And he hands me one. And then I go sit back down, vibrating, truly vibrating on another level, waiting for Nadia to come back to the seats. She comes back, and I'm like, we're going to the floor.
Yeah. She literally was like in movement, grabbing all of our things, and was like, grab your stuff, we're going to the floor. And I was like, and I'm just like grabbing everything.
And we're running down there.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was worried. I don't know. I have to show you guys the picture of me on my way down to the floor because it is truly the funniest thing. This is me in our seats waiting for Chungha to come on, just like a normal whatever. This is me when we're going down to the floor because we got the wristband. So then we get down there, we get to see Chung-ha from the floor. She is phenomenal.
was
She's
really
amazing.
good.
I was screaming my entire soul out. Just like a normal, exactly. I was screaming.
I have never heard Camille so loud at a concert before. Like normally she just keeps to woo. She was screaming. It was amazing.
I had the best time during her set. Truly, I want her to tour here so bad.
know.
Oh, God.
Y'all, can you do us a solid and stream her music so that way she can come over here?
Yeah.
Those of you who live in the US.
She even did a unreleased song from her next album.
Yeah.
She could have kept to just title tracks like everyone else because that would have been fair and fine. But no, she did a B-side that was Nadia's favorite song, and she did an unreleased track. Like,
and that
Queen.
unreleased track, so good.
So good.
I cannot wait for it to be released.
So then it's over. I look like this, and I sent this picture to my friends. This is what I looked like after Chung-ha's set was over. And my boyfriend said, it looks like you just had a religious experience. And I said, I did. So, yeah. So then we go, and we're literally sitting on the floor of the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, because we gave it our all dancing through Chung-ha's set. This is me and Nadia on the floor. And so we're waiting for Epic High, who we wanted to see after Chung-ha. They too just gave the best set. They were so funny.
They were so funny.
And they did so amazing.
Like, I have to see them next time they tour here. Like, I have to.
Yeah.
It was so good. Like, they came on stage, and I was like, yep, that is a group that has been in the game for over a decade.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. They've been doing it for like 30 years.
Yeah.
So they decided to take it upon themselves to comment on the whole organization of the festival, which we were grateful for because no other artist could have said what they said because they are so well respected.
Yeah.
You know? Anyone else, it would have been kind of dangerous for their career. So, very grateful for Epic High. And then we didn't really care about the closer. So then we left after Epic High.
And we got home so early. Like it
was like 8 p.m. when we got home.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I'm just very thankful for and I was telling Camille, I was like, and you know what? We deserve this. We've been here for a very long time. And we deserve this. We deserve this kind of treatment. So, and I was like, it's the universe's way of buttering us up because literally a couple hours later was the enlistment announcement for BTS.
Yeah.
So I'm glad, I'm just glad.
Yeah.
Because I was asleep during that announcement. I didn't see it until the next day. Yeah, very fun, very fun. I really hope that camp learns from their mistakes and just keeps growing and stuff because it's just so much potential there.
Yeah, it was so much fun to see groups that we would not have actively gone to go see.
Yeah.
And they gained 2 new fans.
Yeah.
Yummy, yummy love. Da, 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 da. Yeah, so we had a great time. And I'm thoroughly looking forward to Wednesday when we go see ITZY. Because, when me and Nadia go to concerts together, it's peak.
Yeah. I'm I still can't believe it's real. I feel like it's not going to hit me until I'm literally sitting in the YouTube theater. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to see ITZY.
I picked up my light ring today for them, and I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I'm also sad though because after ITZY, we'll have ATEEZ and then we have no more K-pop concerts lined up for the rest of the year.
It's 1 month.
I know, but still,
we're just not seeing anyone in December.
Still,
we're seeing ITZY this month, ATEEZ next month. We almost went to a concert almost every single month this year.
Yeah.
Unless someone decides to come during December.
I want to Google it. K-pop groups touring.
Unfortunately, I wish we were seeing 17 when they stop by again
I know.
in November. But
December.
no, it's November.
No, it's December.
I totally thought it was like November 11th.
No, it's like December 2nd.
Oh. I wish we were seeing 17.
Yeah.
Yes, we have been able to attend many concerts this year, and this is just because we waited 2 years for
Yeah.
everyone to come back. And that's what it is. I mean, I'm sure next year we will not be going to as many K-pop concerts because not as many K-pop artists will be touring.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's okay. I think if not as many people tour next year, then me and Nadia can go full out to KCON.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Great.
And that's just ooh. Rafi's singing The Rose next year.
How exciting!
I know.
Oh my gosh.
They seem like they put on a great show.
Yeah.
Woosung? Not Woosung. Woo. No, I'm right. Woosung.
Yeah. Woosung.
Woosung from The Rose. He's something else.
Yummy.
I can't complain since we got to see The Warning twice and maybe again in November in Toronto.
Nice.
Yeah. The Warning also looks like it's a lot of fun. I just, we had to commit ourselves to K-pop this year.
I know, we had so much.
And I don't regret it, obviously, because it has become such an integral part of our lives and our careers. Truly. Me and Nadia are making our podcast. We're getting it. We're doing it. I don't know where they're somewhere on the floor. I printed out the ITZY business cards for the concert. Very excited to hand those out to people and try to get some marketing in.
Yeah.
Have you decided what you're wearing?
No.
I think I'm just wearing what I wore to camp. Because truly, it's the
okay.
most comfortable concert outfit I've come up with.
Yeah.
And I love those pants.
All I know is that I'm wearing a crown because ITZY's thing, like at the end of their choreography, they always do this. So I'm wearing a crown. After that, I don't know. But I've been listening to their music these past few days, and I'm like, oh my god. There are multiple songs that I will literally ascend if. Yeah.
How long is their discography?
Let me see.
Because could they do their whole discography?
I don't think so. I don't think anymore.
3
hours and 14 minutes.
Yeah, it's too long.
Yeah. I do have some Japanese stuff on here.
I'm not sure when KCON is next year. I assume June or July, right?
No, it usually happens in September.
Oh,
yeah,
that is a lot of time.
Or August or September. Yeah.
My water is done. We're almost going to hit our hour. Any last thoughts, questions, comments?
Who knows when I'll live stream again?
Everyone see my new Bangchan photo card and Wolfchan.
My new Yoongi photo card. Technically it was Caitlin's, but she gave it to me.
I'm gonna quit my job and go to KCON. Well, where is the nearest KCON to you, Rafi? Because it's not only
traveling.
Yeah. It's not only in LA. KCON is right now I think it's in Japan. Because I think Kian, my bias from Monsta X, was performing solo stuff at KCON Japan, and I was jealous.
Let's say goodbye because I gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we were about to hit our seconds anyway. Def not Switzerland. No, I know. Maybe KCON Paris? I feel like there's a KCON France. I can't remember. All right, I'm moving my mouse to where it needs to
Whoa,
be.
I've never been able to do this with my eyebrows before. Crazy.
So it's that's like us to San Francisco.
Thank you all for joining us. This has been a lot of fun. I love live streaming with Camille. You just watch us basically have a conversation like normal, so
Yeah.
it's nice. Yes, everyone, please be well, be healthy, stay safe, take care. Thank you for being here and for your continuous support. Means a lot. I'm excited for the holiday content we have planned.
Yeah.
I have content planned also. And I need to say it out loud because I really need to be on it with like my filming and stuff and my editing.
Speaking of, I took a quick clip of me getting the Itsy ring light in case you were doing putting that in a vlog or something.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah. Bye everyone.
Peace. Much love.
Catch y'all later.